Hey guys, welcome back to the third video for the Sagittarius breakdown. So Sagittarius has been throwing us for a spin. All the other gems are so easy to understand, but Sagittarius is a little confusing. So here's what we need to talk about. The first two videos, the first one was, oh my god, it doesn't seem to do the bonus damage it promises us. The second one is further confirming, like, something's just not right here. The third one, after talking with the guys at the Theory Crafting Room and online chat, we have come to the conclusion that we're pretty sure that Sagittarius works thusly. So, the wording clearly says 60% HP buff. And the buff isn't actually the triggered buff, it is the skill buff, the actual gear you are wearing. So when you go to fight a monster, when Sagittarius triggers, you will still get the guaranteed hit from the Sagittarius, but you won't get a lot of bonus damage because, as you can see here, this is a level 12 monster. It only has 5% HP there, 5% HP there, and no HP anywhere else. So it reduces that total amount by 60%. So instead of getting a bonus total of 5.7, what is that, 11.4, we knock 60% off and he only gets, 5% of that HP instead of that almost 12%. So that's how it seems to work, which is really effective against characters that use a lot of HP. Pretty much anyone wears, all infantry are going to wear dodge on their pants, right? But walkers and airships usually are going to carry HP on their chest piece or legs. Maybe not as much as we'd like, but I think this also factors into research, haul, guild buffs, and stuff as well. So obviously I've got to have proof to show that, and I will show you that. I want to show you the failed replays here, which I thought were kind of interesting, furthering the false evidence because I wasn't testing the right thing. So let me explain. So in this replay, we are seeing that one Conqueror is going to do the same amount of damage to this stack of troops. Oh, Sagittarius is going to trigger, and it's going to hit for 22,005. So the damage is 22,005, and 212 troops are remaining. 212 troops. Okay, so 12,005, 212. Now we'll go to the next replay where Sagittarius doesn't trigger. We get 24,000 damage, 212. So the amount of troops and damage pretty much stays the same. Once again, I'll show that last replay because I thought I said 12,000. Did I say 12,000? Oh man, I hope. Let's see. Is it 22, 24? I think it's 22. Perfect. Okay, so the same amount of troops die, even though Sagittarius triggered. It did a little less damage, the same amount of troops died. So that kind of makes sense, right? So the same amount of troops died, even though Sagittarius did a little less damage. You got a little bit of bonus from that Sagittarius trigger, but it really doesn't reveal itself until you go into a high-level battle against players with high HP and research. So Sagittarius gets better as time goes on. In order to show that replay, I have to go to a community member's video, and I'm going to jump over here now, and I'm going to show you two videos. This one is short and sweet, already edited, so we don't have to mess around too much. Here we go. There we go. All right, so in this video, we're worried about the bottom slot here, or the second slot triggering. Here comes the Sagittarius, and it's going to take away from 67 down to 35. 67 to 35 troops. So what was that? 32 troops died. All right, now in this one, there's no trigger, and 45 died. So instead of 32 troops dying, 22 troops died. So his damage went up 50%. 50% more troops died when Sagittarius triggered. And we got to see it because not the damage was identical. I'll show you that again. The damage is identical, but it basically says the amount of damage it takes to kill one troop. Okay, so what it's saying is the amount of... Well, let's watch the replay first. So we'll see the damage is the same. What do we got? Up. I'm making a mess of this video. Let's try that one more time. Okay, there's the Sagittarius. 112,000, right? And the second one was 112, I think, as well. And the first one, 32 died, and the second one, 22 died. Okay, so the damage stays the same, but the amount of damage needed to kill each troop is lowered because their total HP is lowered when the Sagittarius hits, because that's when the calculation is done. As soon as that fight is over, as soon as that calculation is that calculation's done, the troops return to their normal buffed HP state. That should make sense. If that doesn't make sense, think about it for a second, then re-listen to what I said. Hopefully it makes sense then, or you can always go in the comments below or hit me up online, Melt AOW, and I can reiterate what I said here. Now, this is a longer replay. going against a level 30 monster, or sorry, 1530 in Guild Explorer. This was a good example because this big stack of tier 10 does have a ton of HP. And someone posted this in the group saying that the support claims that the monsters have... Oh man, my camera's sideways. Oh no. Anyway, it says that the monsters have a 30-30, Void 30, Fabrication 30, Ghost Mask 30. So a ton of bonus HP. A ton of bonus HP. So in this replay, when the Sagittarius starts to trigger on Stella, we should see much superior damage, oopsie, than we would normally see against maybe normal other players. But this would be a heightened example of it. So here we go. We have 553, and there's 2 stacks of troops. So let's focus on the troops in the back, because they're the ones that aren't going to be changing their amount of troops per attack. So we can kind of ignore this stuff for now, let these kind of go through there. So he does have Gemini and Sagittarius. So 23, 21. All we care about is slot 4. Slot 4, guys. That's what we care about. So, okay, now we're going to get our first shot here. All right, so we're getting an Awakening, an Eternity. So Eternity is lessened damage. So now that that's out of the way, this is going to be our continued damage. It's going to assume it's going to be lower. So here's the first Gemini hit. 974, 939. 974, 939. Man, this comes at you so quick, it's hard to keep up with these. Here comes the Gemini again, 870. What is that, 25 per hit? About 25 per hit. Here comes a Sagittarius. Oh, was that 100? No, I think it's 80. So 853. Here comes a Sagittarius, 814. 814 down to 764. God, that quality is potato. 54, so 54 instead of 26. So damage is doubling on the Sagittarius hits. So that's huge. That's huge. And what I really like about Sagittarius is because it does hit so hard. It is great when you want to win a fight. Instead of winning more, it's like this will get you to the next level. This will do the most amount of troops per slot, or per that slot. Now, however, based on our Gemini testing, I hate to say it, but I think Gemini is going to be more effective because it's going to be useful all around for all troop types. But also, this guy has a tremendous... here we go again. Okay, so now we can look at our numbers here. What do we have? 697. 697. 698. Here comes the Sagittarius. What was that? 51? So we got 51. The regular attacks aren't hitting. But I want to see what the Gemini does one more time. I might even rewind it. So 51 for that Sagittarius. 51 troops disappeared. But I'm pretty sure the damage stays the same. I got to go back and look. Oh, we don't care about those troops. Let's fast forward it. There we go. Right there. Okay, now we are at 479. All right, here comes the Eternity. Yeah. Come on, give me a Sagittarius. Here it is. 479. So what was that? 48? Yeah, 48. So 48 instead of 51. 48. All right, let's watch another Gemini. And there's even a little spreadsheet to look at. And we'll get to that in a minute. Come on. Oh, these Wings of Eternity, they just keep on triggering. Here, let's go back and watch another Gemini. Yeah, 51 damage for a Sagittarius. I don't think there's another Gemini, yeah. Now remember, the skills can only trigger when there's troops in the way. So let's watch some of these Geminis again. Alright. We're starting with 878. So that's 25. And then, ooh, 814. So we start at 878. Hits, and it goes all the way down to 814. I don't know, guys. I don't know. 64 total. So actually, Gemini did more damage. I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Sagittarius, but at least we do see that it is working on troops with a high amount of HP. And that's gonna close out this video series for now. I think that pretty much covers it. I wanted to get that out there before anyone started freaking out about how bad Sagittarius is. And I know I asked some people to contact support. and support's probably going to be freaking out with the amount of questions about Sagittarius. So there it is. You can let support know that, in conclusion, in order for Sagittarius to work, the monster you're attacking has to have a tremendous amount of HP bonus gear or research or hull or buffs to actually have an effect. Otherwise, the effect is negligible. If they happen to have a lot, you will do bonus damage. So this Sagittarius gym is going to work really well against Rogers and anyone else who builds HP on their commanders, which isn't totally an uncommon build, but for the most part, I'm thinking Gemini's the way to go, guys. I hate to say that, but I think Gemini's the way to go until they get buff it. Because they did nerf Sagittarius. They used to be 100%, they dropped it to 60%. Now it doesn't even seem to hit as hard as Gemini. So that's that. I know this is a long video, but if anyone's coming back or trying to win an argument and they need proof, this video should have everything they need and then some. And then, yeah. So, oh, not that one. This is the one I want to show. This is the spreadsheet he provided. And you could see the troop kills. So Gemini 26, Gemini 35, and then Gemini 35, 25, 39, Sagittarius 50, Sagittarius 50. Pretty consecutively, Sagittarius was doing 50 kill. So, and then this one down here is 87, 65. So anyway, the proof is there. I hope that's useful to you. I hope that solves our, I don't know, this week's conundrum. But that's the end of this video. Sorry my camera's been a total mess, but I don't have time to do it all professional. I got things I got to do this weekend. So have a great kill event weekend, guys. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.